So now you see
Oh,
light
I'm so
skin
sorry.
against dark skin. No, you can't. You see light skin
Mhm.
against dark skin. You see the thin, slender women versus the, plus size. So it's so many different aspects of what beauty looks like and what the industry said what beauty is. You got to have, all of these things. And I'm like, well, like you said, everybody have their own opinion, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But this is where for me, the control starts. You put somebody up there that's, yeah, she's beautiful. However, like she's not the end all be all, and I'm not speaking against her or anything like that. It's just, why is it a competition at this point? Why does it have to be standards and measurements and scales and stuff like this? It's to me, that's just a bunch of noise. And this is what, of course, this is what bring attention. This what makes the content and things like that.
Mhm.
But it's like, somebody uses this standard of what beauty is, and then if they don't measure up, then here comes the flip side. You got the low self-esteem, and you got the um not low self-confident, and better I can't low
Mhm.
self-confidence, because no, I
Mhm.
don't look like her. I don't have her hair texture. I don't have green eyes. I don't have a big booty, or you know what I'm saying? It's like, now it's like,
Mhm.
and this person can still be gorgeous, beautiful, whatever, but it's like, why are we using all these other stuff, what I'm saying, to measure against it, when we should be bringing love and more confidence and, you know, all of the good stuff that makes it balanced. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Do you think that why we do that is because we lack the ability to have our own, like we lack the ability to kind of like have our own self knowledge, I think, for ourselves to say what's pretty and what's beautiful to us. Like maybe, if we say, oh, I like this, I love this, then someone might be like, oh, that's ugly, and we don't know how to just kind of take that in and say, that's how you see it, but I still think it's beautiful. Like we don't have to see the same thing in the same way. And I'm not, if I don't think it's ugly, it doesn't mean that somehow I lack in taste. Or if you think that it's beautiful, you somehow delusional. Like, do you think that
Hmm.
maybe that may play in certain things? Like we don't have, like, it's hard for us to have think for ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. And this is where it kind of, this is where the poison kind of seeps in. You know what I'm saying? Because, and it is mind control. You know what I'm saying? If a person is less has less self-esteem and less confidence, it's like they're more like, they can, I don't want to say groomed, but yeah, groomed, for lack of a better word, to be like, well, it would that it mind control, manipulation, is like, and I can speak on that because I was that girl, right? Um, I'm hearing a delay, I'm sorry. So it's like, I can speak on it. I didn't have my own mind. I did, but it's like, I subjected myself to the popular, I don't want to say popular, but I just went along to get along, if that makes sense. And
Mm-hmm.
it's unfortunate that I did that, because it's like I suppressed what I liked and what I wanted to do based on what somebody else thought was. And I know a lot of people have that experience, you know. Um, so it's like, and that's it, and people change, and there's no shade to people who want to change their style to fit in and things like that. But just say if uh and I want to use complexions and of course the outer appearance as an example. If you always seeing a lighter shade of complexion, then okay, I'm dark skinned, you're lighter than me, right? But we are both brown skinned women. I might be like, ooh, I might want to change my skin color because I feel ugly and I've been picked on all this time, and I want to change my skin color to be lighter so I can be more accepted. Or I'm gonna give me some contacts because I don't like my dark the color of my eyes because I think that is so pretty. So I'm just gonna get these gray contacts because it's mystical and this, that. And yeah, I'm bald, but I'm gonna get me a 30-inch bust down, whatever, so I can, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, is that authentic? it what are we really doing? Like, and it's unfortunate, and I'm taking it to another level. People get these injections and bleaching their skin and getting installations and wigs and all this other stuff. And it's dangerous at the end of the day. It can be detrimental for some people just because you want to fit in and you want to look like this whole standard of beauty or what society says beauty is. It's like, who said your beauty was wrong or less than the best or whatever like that? So it's like we have to know who we are. And if we did not receive that at home, because it starts at home, then it's like, where do we get it from? So it's like, and that's another thing. It's like, how do we develop this whole self acceptance where it doesn't matter what anybody else look like? I know I'm fine, even if you might think I'm a 3.5 or whatever. I know that I'm fine because I stand on my confidence. I stand on da 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 da, and I can probably say things that you probably scared to do. And you know what I'm saying? So it's so many levels. There's so many levels of it. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree. I definitely agree that um it starts something within. I definitely feel like that. That it's something that has to be embedded in you. That's why I look at my daughter, and oh, my daughter my daughter has the confidence that I wish I had when I was her age and I was younger. And I tell her that I'm like, oh, Harmony, I wish I was as confident as you. But she does tell me, like, well, I'm like that because of you. Because she was like,
mm,
you taught me to be confident, which I did. I would always tell her that because I remember when she was little, she would be talking about how they would pick at her nose because they was like her nose is flat and your nose is flat. And I used to be like, there's nothing wrong with your nose. I said, they said your nose flat, but they ain't say you was ugly. Like I used to tell her just I used to say,
right.
I used to say stuff just to kind of pep her up and
Mm-hmm.
understand. But I also wanted her to know, like, you're as beautiful as you feel, and you're as beautiful as you want to be. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
can make you feel beautiful. It starts with you feeling beautiful with yourself, which allows her to and I think too, yes, as a mother, I allow her to be herself and do what she felt
Mm-hmm.
comfortable doing, dressing the way she felt comfortable dressing. And her style is different from my style, but I wasn't like, well, why you dress like that? Why you don't put that on? Where yet? Like, my daughter do not wear earrings. She don't want to wear earrings. She doesn't wear earrings. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't sit there and be like, oh, you need some earrings on. Like, I
Girl.
allow her to do what it is that she does. If I pick something out and she's like, I don't like that, I don't want to wear that, then she's not going to wear it. And I feel like I gave her the space in the room to just be
Mm-hmm.
herself and just be confident in who she is. So yeah, when she told me that, like when she told me that I was the reason why she felt confident, that made me feel good. Like, okay, well, I'm doing my job, and it lets you know, like, that's exactly where, especially us as women,
Yes.
especially us as Black women, it most certainly starts with us, with like it being rooted in us, it being embedded in
Mhm.
us, like you're beautiful and you start feeling beautiful for yourself because yeah, you know what I mean? You know how many times I was told I look like a man.
Girl, what?
Oh man, yes, man. On social media, because you know people just don't care. Like I feel like that's just the stigma of being black women. Like they love to talk about our features because it's very distinctive, like the high cheekbone, the like the I done been told I look like a man. I done been told like all kind of stuff, which I don't I don't care. And I'm so happy that I'm on social media at this point in my life because I don't know how I would feel if I had to be on social media when I wasn't in the place where I was more comfortable with myself. I don't know how these children do it. And I think even more now, it is probably very pertinent for young people to really like find that grounding in being comfortable with themselves because
Mhm.
it's always going to be somebody who don't think you a 10. It's always going to be like it goes back to Halle Berry. Like when people question what Eric Benet on why he cheated on Halle Berry, he's like she's a woman just like anybody else. He didn't look at her like, oh, that's Halle Berry. You could never
Right.
cheat on her. He was like, she a woman just like anybody else. So
Yeah.
just because you, and I do also think that's the thing too, like just because you a 10 over here, don't mean you a
Mhm.
10 over there. It's all on your environments and where you are. You know what I'm saying? You might
Exact
have the slim, petite look and be a 10, but you go somewhere where they like full figure women,
Mhm.
they're not gonna look at you like a 10. You might be like, you
That's
all
right.
right.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. But
Yeah.
I do want to kind of transition from that since talking about being tens and the comparison thing, I feel like that also leads us into the I'm gonna go into the conversation. It leads us into the coffee date.
Oh, you know what? Was there really a conversation for real? Because I saw your post on TikTok, but I know
It's
you responded to mine.
really
I didn't know there was a real coffee date
it
conversation.
is it is a real coffee date conversation. It is a real coffee
Wow.
date conversation. The young lady, I didn't go into the first video the young lady put out. I guess she got offered to go to a coffee date. She declined because she says she don't do no coffee date. She's not a coffee date. And I guess there were men coming at her as well as women. Like,
Mm.
some of them, like from what she said on the second video, it seemed like some of them were kind of like pressing her to feel like, well, based off of the way you look, you should be
Oh
accepting a coffee
Lord.
date.
You know what? That's
So she then came back and rebutted and had the whole conversation saying like, I don't have to accept a coffee date because I don't have to accept crumbs when I'm the loaf and did all of that. And I was just like, I was like, this is just so stupid. Like if she don't want to accept the coffee date, she don't have to accept the coffee date. I mean, I don't know why she didn't accept it. Maybe she believes that coffee dates are beneath her, if that's how she feels. She's entitled to
right.
feel that way. I feel like everybody's entitled to feel how they want to feel about something, but it's the projection for me that causes the issue. It's like if you don't want to do something, just don't project it onto the other person. If I don't want
Right.
to if you don't want to accept the coffee date and go on the coffee date, cool. Just that's not my bag, that's not my tea, that's not something I want to accept or do. But you don't have to project that onto women who do accept coffee dates by saying, oh well, you accept crumbs. And it was another girl who piggybacked. She came back to piggyback on that girl by saying, yeah, I'm sure some of you who accepted those coffee dates, I'm sure y'all now realizing that you settled and you cut yourself
Oh,
short. And I was in the comments like, how would I be settling if I did exactly what I wanted to do? If I want to, some people, some women like coffee.
right. You do
Some
what you
women like
like.
coffee. You do what you like. So if he
You do
says,
what you want
hey,
to do.
you want to grab a cup of coffee, that's what I want to do. And then when I saw the young lady in your comment saying, he doesn't value me, which I
Right.
appreciate her making that comment, because I feel like that was a very honest and vulnerable thing for her to do, to speak on how she felt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking it because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he don't value me by taking me on a coffee date. But then I read something where she was like, I mean, take me to the movies or something like that. And I was like, you do know a cup of coffee, depending on the type of coffee you get, is the equivalent to a movie ticket. It's equivalent, like, this is equivalent to a movie ticket. So it's like you can't really say that he don't value you because he's taking you to a coffee date, when the price of a coffee date could be equivalent to taking you to the movie.
My
And
thing is,
that in it. No, go ahead.
no, why are we comparing ourselves to food items? That's why are we doing this to something? I don't get, help me, because, and you know what, when I did, it's a little backstory, because when I did the video, I mean, I didn't know it was a conversation. This was a spiritual download, and I said this in the video, and it was a part two to that, but I didn't go any further, right?
Mhm.
But it's like, why are we comparing ourselves to food? You know what I'm saying? Because if we're invaluable, I don't know if I'm saying the right word, not invaluable, where
Yeah,
we're priceless, we can't be compared to a single
yeah.
item. Like, why would you even do that anyway? That, I mean, I can see if you say coffee versus tea, or I want to go to a bar versus a coffee or cafe or whatever. I can see that you comparing apples to apples, but
Mhm.
that's like the person saying, "Don't take me to Cheesecake Factory, take me to Ruth Chris." Who cares? Like, if you're
Mhm.
not saying, "Babe, get dressed, come to the house, be to the house by 7:30. I'm having a private chef." That's you do that for me, because I'm a picky eater. Do that for me because I'm, vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian. But you taking me to a restaurant where you don't know if it's clean, you don't know their grade, you don't know what the kitchen looked like, but you're comparing me to food. Make that make
But
sense.
see, I think what you said brings up a valid point to say, like, uh, uh, uh if you really want to know if a man is invested in you based off of a date, it will have more to do with the thought he put behind the date, not the money he spent on the date.
The
Because
mindfulness.
it might be a guy, yeah, it might be a guy already. He set aside a certain amount of money to take you to Roof Chris, because he already know, when I take him to Roof Chris, you know what I'm saying, they be on me. I, you know what I'm saying? I make sure let them get what you want on the menu. Like, that's why. And I said, like, you think you special because he took you to an expensive restaurant. He probably do that to every girl he take out. Like, he already know. Like, if I take her out and impress her enough by taking her to this expensive restaurant, it's like she gonna love it. But where's the thought behind that? Where is it where he
Right.
really took time to invest in you, to say, like, like, y'all could have had, like, I was on my live yesterday having a discussion about how I remember in college, when I was at state, I was talking to this guy in college, and he was like a playboy. That's why I ain't go nowhere, but but love having conversation with him. Like, I tell people I'm like a sapiosexual. So I love the conversation
Mm-hmm.
that we had. And through that conversation that we had, where he was like, "Oh, I want to take you somewhere." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And he takes me to this, like, he drives me to this wide open field. It was like 9, 10 o'clock at night. It was this wide open grassy field where it felt like you could reach up and touch the stars and the moon. And it was
Oh,
gorgeous. It was so gorgeous. And I'm not saying he took every girl there, but I know that for a he had to have talked to the girl and feel her out to know that she would have been the type of girl to appreciate seeing something
yes.
so beautiful like that, because every girl wasn't gonna feel that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
You
Every
took
girl
me to
wasn't
a
gonna
damn
be into
field.
that.
What the fuck
So
you mean you take me to a field?
yeah, what we finna do out here, you know?
Right.
Oh, you
Mama.
think you finna get some? Which I do feel like he thought that. Now, I think he thought that I was gonna be like, "Oh my gosh," but no, that wasn't the case. It was still beautiful nonetheless, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those gestures is what counts, because what it says is, "I'm paying
Excuse me.
attention to you. I'm hearing you.
Exactly.
I see you, and I'm willing to put some thought behind things for you, not a bag." Like,
Right.
I remember hearing Charlamagne used to say on the Breakfast Club, he was like, "Oh yeah, I used to buy all my side chicks Michael Kors bags." Like, that's not special. It's like you won in the number. So it's like, do you want to go on a date with somebody where a man actually put the time and the thought into wanting even to get to know you? Because I
Right.
feel like even when she said a movie date, I feel like a movie date, we ain't talking in a movie date. Like, we just sitting there watching a movie. Like, you're not taking any interest or time into investing in
Nope.
getting to know me. So, I'm gonna hand it
But
over to you for your thoughts.
like you said, it takes somebody to really be in tune to know what you like, right? And that's why I think when you and I'm no relationship specialist, I just, take pointers from the people that I follow and I apply it to my life, all right? Um, but it's like I just lost my train of thought. When you take time to really know somebody, you're making an investment, what they call vetting. Like, you're asking the right questions to know what this person really likes, not just they wanting to know their favorite colors and their favorite things or whatever like that, which is nice. But if this is a person that and if you're serious about dating and moving to the next level of love or whatever you want to call it in your life, then you're going to be really putting in the
Mm,
work to really ask the right questions to know if these people are going to be your person or persons, however you flow in your relationship dynamics. So, um, in my post on TikTok, I was like, if you're meeting somebody for the first time, or just if it's really fresh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that coffee date or the dinner or you know, the walk in the park might be
drinks,
that
talk, yeah.
icebreaker. Yeah, that icebreaker. Let me feel you out. Let me see if there's a progression. And if it's not, then it's a minimal investment, right? And no harm, no foul. We probably just put in a little couple of
Mm-hmm.
dollars of gas to get there, and that's it. But when you progress and it's
Mm-hmm.
now the real first date, now it's, oh, let me get my nails done, let me get my beard trimmed up, whatever. So it's a true investment because I see that this might be my person for real. You know what I'm saying? And even if it
Mm-hmm.
flakes after that first date, you can be like, this was nice. It's a mutual thing because there was a progression, not, oh, I'm gonna spend $50 on this plate. And now at the end of the night, it's like, man, I ain't calling this motherfucker no more. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm just saying $50 because that's
Yeah,
no neither here
child,
nor
don't
there.
touch the child at $50.
Let me okay, don't even just act like you ain't heard that. Act like you ain't heard that. But I'm just saying the true monetary investment. the investments to get your look right, get your due did and all this other stuff. You know, people really get serious about their presentation and stuff like that. But I mean, you just have to know where you are and what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people think, oh yeah, we going to this place and that place. And a lot of these relationships don't go nowhere. People be skipping out. I mean, we done seen in the
Mhm.
movies, we done seen it on social media and all this other stuff. So it's like, why can't we just get it right? You know what I'm saying? And there's no, you're not a less of a person if somebody be like, well, this is going to be our first in-person meet and greet. Let's go. I don't know. Let's go to the park and shoot some hoops if you like basketball. You know what I'm saying? But it all starts with how you communicate. What is the conversation like anyway? Because if you in your
Mhm.
40s, you know, it ain't gonna be like, what you doing? I don't know what you doing. What you got planned? Um, you know, what your favorite color is, or you like Nikes, or you like Adidas. Come on, man. Some of us got grandkids, and you asking about some damn sneakers. Like, to each their own, but you gotta know you enough. It goes back to you. Like,
Mhm.
are you going to settle for these little, like my daddy said, penny any conversations? Like, right there, you should see that this person is not on
Mhm.
my caliber. What? You got the latest
Mhm.
Jay-Z? No, we're not. So it's like you just have to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And what
I absolutely agree.
you know, so yeah, like people are weird
I
though.
absolutely agree. Yeah, I think I agree with you 100%. And I think what it is that as I only can speak from a woman perspective. I think as women, a lot of us, and maybe a lot of the young women, are so detached from the feeling and the emotions. It's more so of just a outcome, looking for the outcome, looking for the action, looking for the doing, and there is no connection in just being in the stage of actually liking somebody, liking a conversation, instead of looking for, oh, like, how much money he gonna spend on me, is he gonna take care of me, is he gonna do this. And it's like those things are coming. I feel like in a lot of these conversations, that topics that come up, it's like I feel like I hear a lot of women putting the, as the elders used to say, you putting the carriage before the horse. Like, you looking to see if he can pay for this and do this before you even know that if you even connect and have and like him and have even the chemistry. It's like that
Mm-hmm.
stuff is like leaving now. It's like you don't even, you want this man, you don't even like, why you want to go to a movie if you don't really know this person? And why are you
Right,
expecting somebody why are you expecting someone to invest so much er, of their money on you when they don't know you and you don't know them? Like, I feel
right.
like those things are coming, but I feel like it's so many women who aren't patient and they can't wait for those things to come because they feel like, oh, I wasted my time. Like, no, not if you come in with intentions and you know what you're looking for and you know what you want. I feel like that's another thing too. I feel like a lot of us, we don't know what we want. We
Right.
going along based off of what other women say, but we don't actually know what it is we want. We're forming what we want based off of what other women say. Oh, he got to be able to do this and do this and do this and do that. So yes, yes. Anything else you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, so I want to touch on detachment for a smidgen, right?
Okay.
Detachment can be, well, in my what I'm about to explain, detachment is a good thing to a certain extent, right? I don't know the other part of detachment. I've lived it. It worked for me. I'm glad I figured, knew what this word was, right? So detachment for me is like, I love you enough to let you go. I'm not going to hold on to you because, oh my God, I can't live without you. I can't breathe without you. It's like, I love you enough. If you feel like you need to go somewhere else or with somebody else, whatever, hey, we good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do anything to keep you from pursuing whatever it is that you want to do. Right. Um,
Mhm.
and it's like you're because a lot of us, and I'm as well, I one of those persons where I got so attached to the person where now I'm settling, um I'm staying in a relationship too long, and now it's become toxic, it's tired, it's draining, and all the negative things, right? Because of a void. And that kind of goes into my next point of why people look for this to be taken care of monetarily or whatever when they go on these dates. It's like, I don't want to say it's just a date or what can he or she do for me. It's like, why do you need somebody to pay your bills? What were you doing before you met this person? These bills were still getting paid, whether you've been robbing Peter to pay Paul or doing something strange for a little bit of change or whatever it was. Fill in your own voids so you won't be so needy and so attached to somebody you barely even know. Like, why are you asking somebody to pay your light bill when you just met them 2 weeks ago? Like, to me, that is, and yeah, life happens,
So when
but it goes back to
yeah.
knowing who you are. It's like, what am I doing for real? Why am I not being accountable and responsible? Love you too. Love you. For my own situations. So I
So when I say attached though, I'm not
mhm.
speaking of being attached to. When I say like I feel like we are void as women of attachment, I'm not speaking being attached to the man. I'm speaking being attached to your feelings, like how you feel.
Oh,
Because I feel
gotcha.
like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, like when if you know you feel like you like that person, like be okay feeling that feeling of liking that person. And
Oh yeah.
when that person disappoints you, or breaks your heart, like don't try to suppress that feeling and act like oh it's whatever, I don't care, you know what I'm saying, like I go get another. No, be okay with like that hurt my feelings, that hurt me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like I this made me feel this way. Because sometimes when we allow ourselves to feel the things we need to feel, when we attach to our feelings of how we feel
Mm-hmm.
and allow them to go, not stay stuck in them. Because yeah, like
Oh
you
yeah,
said, you stay
absolutely.
stuck in that feeling, you'll be depressed. But just allow yourself to feel it, and the body moves feelings through if you just allow it to
Mm-hmm.
happen. Like this how I feel, you know, I feel like you this person disappointed me, I feel hurt. And what I've realized, what helps me to stay detached, well, it's a balance of being detached and being attached. What helps me
Mm-hmm.
is that I don't create stories around the feelings, and I don't create stories around the thoughts. So if I feel hurt, I feel hurt. I don't sit and be
Right.
like, I feel hurt because he did this and he said that. And if he hadn't said that, because I know that's going to send me into a spiral of just more like I'm steadily getting deeper and deeper and deeper into the feeling, instead of just saying, I'm hurt, and allow
Yeah.
myself to feel hurt. And this is how I feel. And me not creating a story I feel like it allows like your soul, your body just to kind of like let the feeling just like move through you and pass through you versus
Mm-hmm.
holding on to it. So yeah, I don't, yeah, listen to Octavia. Don't attach to the man. Don't don't attach to the man. Just like just feel the feelings. Because I told my husband, as I said, if I could do it all over again and I was young, I would enjoy what I have with whoever in that moment. Like if I met a guy and it was having fun, I wouldn't be sitting here obsessing like, oh, it could this be something? Where is this going? I would just be in the moment, having fun, living my life. Oh, this is good. Oh, I feel all the feels. And then when he was like, oh, it's done, it's a wrap, I don't want to talk to you no more, and he start ghosting me, then I would have allowed myself to feel that hurt, like, oh, the fun is over. Like, no different than you having fun and you got to say farewell. The fun is over. Okay, I feel this.
Oh yeah.
But I was in the moment and I allowed myself to enjoy what I had in the moment, and I'll probably have more memories of having fun in this situation than
Yes.
sitting here and being upset in the situation. So,
That's also another part of detachment as well. Is
mm,
you're creating memories, you're in the moment, you're present. You know what I'm saying? So that's like one of the beauties of that, and I mean, I think that's
yeah.
such a freeing feeling. Like, it's like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you definitely have to know yourself to and be good with yourself when you're operating in that energy. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
know
Most,
how to do that.
yeah, I mean, I didn't for a long time. I did not know how to. I did
Yeah,
not know how to do that. I'm a like I tell people I'm a Virgo moon. So my emotions, if you know Virgos, very analytical, very detail oriented, very I need to unpack and process and analyze, and that's what I would do. Like I would be so like, why is this happening to me? Why don't you like me? Why? What did I say? What can I do better? Tell me what I did wrong. And I know they used to send me up I know they used to be like, damn. But I would say the good part about that too is I was never afraid to express how I feel. Like I had to get it off because it was a like
good.
I say I'm just analytical like that. So I gotta know. I gotta get it off. I gotta tell you, like, well, I really like you and I want to see where this goes because you know what I'm saying you may be a potential person that I could be with for the rest of my life. So I just need to know right now, like, what is it? And
Hmm.
being young, guys will be like, girl, pump your brakes.
Yeah, girl.
But I need to know. Just put
You
it in
need to know.
perspective for me.
Shit.
And
I'm
so
like
and
that
keep it
too.
moving.
Because if you ain't
But
about nothing, then I can.
I've been yeah, I'd rather know now than later. So just tell
Yes.
me what it is now.
Yep.
So I'm not finna, it's about to be 9:30. I'm about to keep us too long. So what is what are some last like things you would want to say as far as like, your experience being on your journey into your feminine energy, as far as it relates to like how you value yourself as a black woman and seeing yourself and being attractive or a 10 or with everything that we discussed.
Oh, child. How could I sum all of this up? Um, I would say spend as much time with knowing who you are, right? No one compliments are to me bonuses. Knowing who you
Mm,
are should just be that solid. You know what I'm saying? If somebody say, "Oh, girl, you beautiful," and that your complexion, and it's like, "Thank you," and it's not being cocky or self-centered. It's just that you really don't need that compliment because you know who you are, and you know your beauty is not just outside appearance. It's your inner beauty. It's your light.
yeah.
It's it's how you feel about you, because I feel like when you know you and you sit with yourself, you've done your inner work, your shadow work, and all the works, right? And you are
Mhm.
one. To me, it's like that falls in line with your feminine energy. It it's almost like a song and dance. You know what I'm saying? With the healed
Mhm.
version of you. I'm not gonna say healed because we are always evolving. It's seem like it's something that
Mhm.
we have to learn from. It's a reminder to be like, oh, you forgot about that, or oh, and and I think it has to do with timing as well. But that's like, spend as much time with yourself, knowing who you are. Make it a journey, right? Just like how people have a weight loss journey, or um starting something new, whether it's college or a new career, whatever that is. Use that time for you. You know what I'm saying? Um, the changes, the subtle changes of your health, just getting to know you and love you first. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I
Mhm.
am. It's like I have come a long way. I was that person that needed validation. I was that person who was abandoned and that the suppression, all those things. So it's like having to peel back all those layers, and it's almost like ripping off a bandage, right? But after
Mhm.
that is it goes away, and it's like, okay, this is something else I have to deal with, right? So there's beauty in learning who you are and loving who you are. So I would just suggest that just make that time to know you, and just if you don't know where to start, just sit, just I don't care if it's for 5 minutes or whatever, and just allow your higher source, your creator, your universe, whatever you refer to as your spiritual
Mhm.
thing, and allow that to assist you with your journey, you you know what I'm saying? And I think, and I know everything else will align.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Words, words. Okay. Before we wrap it up, though, I do want you to tell everyone where to find you, how to follow you, all of that good stuff.
So you can follow me on TikTok at Copper Coins, and that is COPPERCOHENS. I do have a website, and it's ocbanks.com, where you will see all of my products, from apparel to books and everything in between.
Okay, alrighty. Thank you so much, Octavia. I so
Thank
appreciate it. And we are definitely going to do this again and, and add more topics to the conversation, whatever you want to add, and whoever else joins. So thank you. I
Sure.
appreciate it. We had a rough start, but next time I'm going to have it together.
Yes, ma'am. We will. We will. I
All
enjoyed
right.
you.
All
Thank you.
right. Love you. Peace
Love you
and
too, girl.
blessings. See you